I had to grab a fork. You can use one of those plastic trim remover kits, and those are also, you can purchase them in any auto store. Fork works just as well. You just have to be careful to make sure you don't press on too hard on the needles, because if they've been on for almost 20 years and if you put too much pressure, it will break in the middle, and we've seen that happen before. So you just take your time and just put a little pressure, and there it goes. Put a little pressure. Notice I'm not forcing it. You don't want to break these needles. Just keep going. This one's pretty etched in there, so we're gonna wait. There we go. And the last one. Alright, all the needles are replaced. Now it'll be pretty easy just to remove this back cover. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you have 3 tabs over here. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so this is what the circuit board looks like. We have the incandescent bulbs on the backlighting. There were 2 churning signals, cruise control light. Stepper motors are pretty much removable from the back. So we are gonna start by first removing the regular OEM bulbs, and you can even use your fingers on this. Just remove these like so. We're gonna flip it over, and you can see these are the stepper motors that fail over time. Some of them literally disintegrate or just freeze up and just the motor gets seized inside, which pretty much means they have to be replaced. So we're gonna go in the back here, and what we're gonna do is use a soldering pencil, a little bit of wick, wire wool cleaner. What you want to do is just basically desolder with this wick. The wick pretty much sucks up any of the solder onto the wire itself. Makes it a lot easier to maintain control and make sure the pads don't come off. A lot of the tampered units that come into our repair facility, the pads are already missing because somebody was really going at it. So you want to make sure that these pads are intact, and you don't have to apply any pressure. Let the heat do all the work for you. You know, just take your time. There's no reason to rush. If you don't see most of the solder not being extracted, try not to pull on the stepper motor, as you can damage trace lines. The pads will be lifted. So it's really important to make sure that all the solder is removed before you're removing these stepper motors. Alright, as you can see, all that solder is on here, and now we can just push them out. And if they're not coming out easily, then you have to desolder some more of that solder on the back. These should come out fairly easy. There we have it. And we're using the factory X27168. If you're using some kind of aftermarket one, they should work. We just, prefer to use these. If they're the black ones or a different company, it really doesn't matter, because the design has already been improved and it'll outlast the life of the circuit board or the car. So you can take confidence that any new replacement, no matter what kind of brand it is, it should work for a very long time. So basically, you have these 4 little pins. Make sure none of them are bent. You're just putting it in there, and you're just snapping all the way. Very important is that you want to make sure that the stepper motor itself is fully flush with the circuit board, and not, kind of lifted up like so, if you can see that. And we're just going to go ahead and proceed to do the rest of them. These stepper motors can only go in one way. Putting at a certain angle does help. Okay, now the next step is going to be to solder them, and we're going to start soldering. Let's get started.